the women are going to be mad at me for saying this, but we do a lot better with men that can lead. We need to be, we do a lot better with men that can lead. And when I say lead, I don't mean women have to submit. I'm not getting biblical. I'm not getting biblical. When I say lead, the same way that men want to be taught something, you have to be able to teach me something. You have to be able to give me a reason to be your partner. There's got to be some incentive, and money is not the incentive.
It's not.
You have to come to the table with some level of character that's going to complement mine. And I already know, we talked about this even as it pertained to women paying for the first date. I'm cool paying for the first date because I'm going to eat at this restaurant regardless.
Okay, all right. Now you're going too far.
I'm going to provide the experience for myself. You are joining me. You coming to my show.
Listen, we sound exactly, that's why you're Aries. But
it is the moons and the stars.
My thing is like when I go on dates and
when
I go on dates with women that I've been with or just dated on a couple of dates, I like food. I love food. My mom's a chef. My grandmother's a chef. I come from a restaurant. I went to school for hospitality. Like, food is me. I'm not picking this restaurant.
Always eat good.
Yeah, always eat good. You know, shout out to the brand.
You be eating good?
Yeah.
Is that what they said?
Always eat good.
Jeez,
okay.
Sorry.
Carrying on.
Sorry.
See how I lose my train of thought? Like, it's crazy.
Mandy be taking you on a
But it's like,
detour.
regardless if you was here or not, I'm going to eat at this place. For all you know, my mother might have took me here. Like, I know restaurants because I know food. And I'm only going with you because I want company. I got nothing to do with, I think I'm going to impress you with this shit. I can take you to a hole in the wall and it'd be amazing. Or I can take you to the top of the line and it'd be amazing. So it's like, I can do all of that. So I don't want to feel like, yo, she's only with me in a sense because she thinks, because I took her to X, Y, and Z. It's like, nah, take all my joints in.
But the reason, oh my God. But the reason I say that we're inspired by men who know how to lead is because when a man can verbalize what he wants, it makes it a lot easier for us to decide if it's going to work for us. Whether it's what we want or what we don't want. I think sometimes women get more excited about the idea and the notion of what love and the relationship is supposed to look like versus what they actually want. And so sometimes we end up in situations with people that we're not fucking compatible with, i.e. Kim Kardashian and Kanye, where she's looking at it now like we have nothing in common. Sis, y'all never had nothing in common. He literally wrote a song with foresight 13 years ago talking about when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl and did exactly that and married your ass.
Well, not only that, he done left her and went to a real white girl.
And went to a real white girl. Who's not even appropriating anything.
I mean, she's
either way.
White, but
she's half.
No, there's another white woman.
Half for her.
No,
wait, she's Armenian, which is white.
She's Middle Eastern.
But now he's with like a real white woman model bitch.
Right. So again, like I said,
left your ass for a real white girl.
The problem is we all get excited about what the picture looks like, right? And that's why I ask you what you really want because sometimes
y'all don't really want that.
Y'all don't really want that.
Y'all don't really want that.
How are you gonna say y'all
don't
the
really want
girls
that
you've seen attract to me? I'm talking about a boss, not in the sense of like, she just has to be the boss of her shit, but like, you got your own shit going on. You got your own, like, you don't have to tag along. I get caught up with these girls that my friends become their friends automatically because we together. Like, you don't have a life. You don't have, and I can't do that. Like, I want you to have your homegirls and you go do that shit. I don't want you. Listen, I'm not coming at nobody's relationships. I'm just speaking what I want in my life. I need my girl to have her own shit. I need my girl to have her own set of friends. I have a lot of friends. My friends like to travel. I like to travel with my girl and I like to do all that shit. But there's certain times your relationship ain't gonna work if it's just you and her all day. That shit just not. No. If it's me and my niggas and you all day, like, it ain't that. It ain't like, go with your friends. I'm gonna go with my friends. We meet up. My friends gonna be your friends. Your friends gonna be my friends. It's cool, but I don't want somebody that is all up under me 24 hours a day and doesn't have that. You need that career in my mind. Yes. It's not even a job. You need that career.
You need a career.
That it's like, for me, all right, my lady's making this. I don't care if you're making more bread than me. I'm making more bread than you. It has nothing to do with that at that point. You're just doing something you fuck with. Okay. And I don't have to worry about that shit.
You're not responsible
I'm
for
not responsible for what makes you happy at work. I can make it better when you get home.
Right.
But I can't be like, yo, you can't work there. Nah, yo, you making whatever. Go get that bread. Figure it out. Yeah. Now, when you come home, I'm going to talk you through it. I'm going to teach you some shit. You're going to teach some shit, and it's all good. Go have your girls' night. Go have your little girls' trip. It's all about, for me, is trust and communication. Mm-hmm. If I really have that with you, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
But that's also why I say most men are not forthright enough to have that kind of conversation. Where it's kind of like, okay, well, we'll just see where this goes. No. No, we're in our 30s now. We're not seeing where nothing goes. We gonna be where it's going. So we need to know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, we gonna get the path going.
Yeah, but we need to know where we're going. There's got to be an address to put in the GPS. There's got to be an address. We got to
and what I want.
Correct.
And now if what you want and I want is not on the same page, but you choose to stay, that's on you.
Well, see, that's the problem too.
If I say I don't want a relationship and you choose to stick around and I'm like, yo, I don't want this. I love what this is and I'm growing, but I just see where my life is going right now and it's about to get crazy. And I don't want to violate you in the end.
Right.
So this is what I don't want.
But to be fair too, even like me being single now has a lot to do with me being real with myself, and I believe him being real with himself. We both don't know what we want. And so instead of trying to figure it out together, I think...
Which is a really beautiful place to be.
It is. It can be.
Well, and that's why I'm glad...
To not know is a beautiful place. When both of y'all know at the same time,
but then somebody starts to know before the other.
Well, and that's the problem too. There needs to be room for change, room for growth. We all have that over time. That's what comes with time is change and growth.
You can't.
And so
you're not gonna know a person in a day or...
in relationships, you have to be able to allow that. And unfortunately, allowing change and allowing growth may essentially allow you also to realize that the person you're with now is not the person you chose to be with in the past. And now we've lived our course. Our season is over, and we have to just learn how to appreciate the seasons with people that we have. Because as people, again, I've been in podcasting for 5 years now. I would cringe if I go back and listen to some of the episodes and how I used to move. Because with time comes growth and change. As people, we want things differently depending on our experiences, depending on our interactions. And those are things that we have to allow our partner to, when they vocalize that I want something, to where if I can't give it to you, we need to figure out what this looks like, because we may need to go ahead and go our separate ways now.
I think this all circles back to settling down. Like settling for what's for you and what's not for you. I feel like some people get to a point in time, especially women, they'll get to a time where they'll find a guy and they'll be like, he's the one. And they'll settle.
And
it's
they
like
settle and put up with some bullshit.
And then people looking like, why are you there? And it's like, yo, the man upstairs, you were supposed to keep going. It was supposed to be a stop, a moment, you good. And then when shit started to get just like this, you're like, I know there's more to me than this. So that this is just a place in my life where I got to stop and then go.
I didn't tell you. You saying that brings me back to my therapy session recently. And when I mentioned crumbs earlier, the analogy was that in my previous relationship, I was accepting crumbs. And I was accepting all these crumbs from different people to fulfill myself in ways that I needed to be fulfilled. And then in my last relationship, I got a slice. And I ate that slice up and was full on the slice, still not recognizing the rest of the loaf that I deserve.
Fact.
And a lot of us get to where we pick up these crumbs and think that these crumbs are all we deserve, that when we get the slice, we're like, we finally got a slice, not knowing, bitch, there's a whole loaf and you still don't even know that there's a loaf that you deserve that you haven't allowed yourself to get yet.
And that's no slight to anybody that's not the loaf.
No,
for not. You, it's not, because
it's
I think
loaf.
that's
there's a loaf for everybody.
There's a loaf for everybody.
Right? You might like pumpernickel, bitch. I like rye.
I'm here for the sourdough.
You know what I mean? There's different loaves.
I'm here for the dark bread.
Okay,
all right.
So
you want rye? Wait, pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel is good.
Pumpernickel is a good brown.
I like pumpernickel. It is a good brown bread.
No, I really think there's something to be said about understanding the people's limitations and capacity for growth in general. Because sometimes we outgrow people.
We do.
But I can look back on situations where I outgrew people. Like there were, I
told y'all last week or the week before, a bitch ain't going back to them dicks from the past.
Nah,
I done grew. I elevated.
No,
I
there's nobody from the past I'm revisiting.
I forgot who it was. I was listening to the other day, and it was a comedian. He was like, "Yo, relationship is like bringing a couch up the steps."
Yeah.
And he was like, and Shorty's on the top, and she's bringing it up, and you at the bottom, and she like, "Yo, lift it up," and he like, "Yo, I can't no more. I can't do this no more. You're gonna have to get somebody stronger."
Oh.
See what I'm saying? So it's like there's a whole bunch of things that when you look at it like that, it's like, damn, like it's not that he wasn't trying. It's just that
he tried, he couldn't.
It's either you elevating or it's just like you just asked for so much. I can't give you all this. You
that
need
was
somebody
such a New York
stronger.
analogy.
I mean, it's fine.
Because we got walk up. Because we got walk up buildings
apartments here. Like nigga in Florida, we're
split level.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's why
sea level is what it's called.
That's why y'all be married for 40 years.
Hey, chill.
Unhappy as shit.
Chill.
I just couldn't imagine doing that.
Y'all need steps in your crib.
Yeah. I think the like you said, the honesty and the communication always has to be on
first.
point and on par. But I also think it is easier said than done. I think it is a lot harder to be honest with people.
Bridget.
I dealt with
it's easier said than done.
I
know, but it's also some people can't be honest with themselves, so they definitely not gonna be honest with you.
It took me some time to be completely honest in a situation, and it happened with one of those E's that
with one of my homegirls.
Jeez.
Sorry.
That it was just like I wasn't used to a girl telling me like, yo, yeah, I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing that and I'm doing this. And I was like, okay. It wasn't until like a crazy amount where it's just like, oh, I can't. But it was just like, all right, you're letting me know, you're keeping your options open, cool. And then once I started doing it, I'm like, okay, this is something that I'm not saying I would want. This is not something I can like marry, like something like that. But it's a situation that was cool for me at the moment.
And you were comfortable in that
I'm
space.
being 100% honest with you. What I'm doing,
yeah,
everything.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's tough.
Not only is it tough, I know I'm guilty like her in oversharing.
I be giving too much. Everybody be giving too much.
My friends be telling me I overshare.
That's how it was.
Too much.
At first it was oversharing, but then it was like.
But it becomes
I was like,
to
I
me.
can say the same shit.
When you know you could be your full self with someone too.
Oh yeah,
that shit is
when
crazy.
The weight of feeling like you got to show up as somebody you're not becomes so enjoyable, but also to where I don't judge you. You don't feel shame in what you're doing when you're not with me,
right?
And vice versa.
It's a beautiful thing.
It creates just a bond with a person that because we enter all these relationships with lies and feeling like we have to show up as someone we're not. When you find someone that you could just be like, yo, I'm taking this trip. I'm seeing this nigga this week. That's why I can't see you. And you just create this open and honesty. You will, right now, maybe you feel like, nah, I could never marry a girl that does that. It's come tenfold. Like, I've never had this relationship.
It can happen.
And it could happen to where I want to be with someone who I know who they've been the whole time.
If you're totally honest with somebody, nobody can be mad at you.
Yeah.
They can be upset.
They can be upset. But
you can't be mad because I kept it a buck from jump.